everyone, welcome back to another video. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a requested video by one of my beautiful subscribers. I cannot find the screenshot that I took of the request, but I will be putting it right here so that you know who you are and so that everyone can see the request. But she requested that I do a review on a few of the Ellis Brooklyn fragrances, which I don't own any of them. And I love that request because it just made me want to explore a new house of fragrances, and I did pick up smaller sample sizes of them just because I didn't want to do like the full bottle until I kind of experienced some of them. So I am going to be sharing my thoughts today on those fragrances. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Amy. I do videos on fragrance, beauty, skincare, body care, all things pretty much girly. If you like all of that content, then please go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you are notified when I upload a new video, which is usually Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. To my returning subscribers, welcome back. How are you guys doing? I am so happy to have you here with me again today. I appreciate your support so much. You just don't understand how much it means to me that so many of you actually are interested in what I have to say, because that just blows my mind. But I am so happy that I have you guys here. And with that said, let's go ahead and let's get started with today's video. So my subscriber went ahead and she left a request, and I just right away looked into the ones that she wanted me to review. And I went to Sephora and I saw that Sephora had this really cute, like a trial set. And this is the Ellis Brooklyn Salt or Sweet set. And it brings 3 roller balls. It brings salt, myth, and sweet in here. And then I picked up the travel size of the Ellis Brooklyn B. And then I went to eBay and I got a sample of West. So this one is just like a little sample. These are pretty pricey at Sephora, and I am trying to kind of pump the brakes a little bit on full-size bottles. I don't want my collection to get out of control. My drawer is pretty much full. I just wanted to test them out without committing to a full bottle, and then if in the process I fell in love with one of them, then I wouldn't have a problem getting the full-size bottle. So we are going to start off with West. The main accords for West are citrus, fresh, spicy, aromatic, floral, and fruity. The top notes are blood orange, clementine, basil, and lemon. Middle notes are pear blossom, ginger, and water lily. And the base notes are oak moss, amber, and vetiver. If I am not mistaken, I don't know if this brand is supposed to be unisex, but I almost got unisex vibes from almost all of them. So this one, I'm gonna go to my notes because I do have thoughts on them. With West, the blood orange and the clementine are pretty much on steroids in the opening. I'm gonna spray it again just to, oh my god, yes, blood orange and clementine like no other. It's like a juicy blood orange. I get like a masculine vibe out of this fragrance. It smells good, but I think I would prefer to smell this on my husband than on myself. I think what makes it unisex is that the basil in there, the vetiver, the oak moss, it just makes it like very earthy, and it just gives me super masculine vibes. So this one to me is like not feminine at all. It is a nice fragrance, but like I said, I just feel like I see my husband wearing this. And honestly, if he was wearing this, I think I would dig it on him. Like, it smells like almost sexy, but I'm in the process of growing my hair out because all my life, pretty much, not all my life, but my adult life, I always had my hair down to pretty much like my butt. And last year I decided it was like the perfect idea to cut my hair literally to here, and it has taken forever. to grow, and I just hate when my hair is always in my face. That's why I usually have it up in a bun. But yeah, super like manly, sexy vibes from this one. It's a little sharp and it does get a little strong on my skin. I tried it out while I was waiting for my daughter to come out of school. I was waiting in the parking lot for her, and I sprayed it on my hand. And when she got in the car, she literally told me it stinks in here. She's like, it smells bad in here. And I was just like, whoa. So I gave her my arm, and I'm like, is it this? And of course, she's 10 years old, so to her, you know, these types of fragrances are just like, she doesn't like them. But it's not a fragrance that she usually compliments me when I smell very sweet, feminine. She just was not digging this one at all. The vetiver in this one is very prominent, so if you like vetiver, this is probably the one for you. And it gets a little salty, like in the dry down. The longer I had it in my skin, it almost had like a salt note to it. And it also reminded me of a perfume that I decluttered because I just couldn't vibe with that one, and it was the Juliet Has a Gun Vanilla Vibes. So this one, when it dries down, it kind of reminds me of that one in a way, and this one is not for me. But if you do like unisex fragrances, if you like vetiver, if you like the basil, more like earthy tones, spicy, like a little woody type of fragrance, it's not girly at all, by no means. And the blood orange, it's citrusy, but it's kind of like a juicy blood orange, but you know that a blood orange doesn't really smell sweet. It just has like a very unique fragrance. It almost makes me think of like a drink, like at a bar or something like that. I want to try this one out on my husband and see if maybe it smells good, but definitely for me, this would not be one that I would get a full-size bottle of. So then we move on to B, and I got this one in a travel size. So this one, I really like the little travel bottle. I think it's really cute. It looks like this. This one was kind of like an experience for me. It was kind of like a shocker. The main accords for this one are honey, sweet, vanilla, warm, spicy, aromatic, rum, woody, cinnamon, powdery, and floral. Top notes are rum and Havana. Middle notes are honey, bran, and cinnamon, and base notes are vanilla, sandalwood, and cacao. B for me is like that fragrance that I would like to have when I'm not feeling so well. Maybe if you have, I know you don't want to think about wearing fragrance when you have a cold, but maybe you're a little under the weather, or maybe it's like a rainy day and you want to make yourself like a tea or something. This one just took me back to my stepdad. My stepdad, when he gets like a cough or something, he always makes himself like a tea with a bunch of honey in it and some lime. This is like the most purest raw honey smell. Like, don't think of Scandal, because the honey in there, I don't even think it's as real and authentic smelling as this. This is the rawest form of honey I have ever smelled in a fragrance. And this one is also not one that I would want a full bottle of, but I think that this one in cooler weather or in the fall would just shine, because yes, fall time, I would probably wear this. It's like a spicy honey. You get the rum in the opening, so it's kind of boozy as well. Oh, it kind of smells really good today. This is not one that I would say everyone would be into. Definitely not. Many would probably find this horrible, but if you like honey, you probably will love this perfume. If honey is something that you're into, to me, it's something that I would probably want to wear if I'm like watching movies at home, if it's like a rainy, gloomy day and I just want to cuddle up and I want to have like a warm drink or something, and I just took like a shower. I feel like this one would give you those vibes, like, you know, cozy in the couch with a little, like, you have fuzzy socks on and like a nice little blanket. maybe even in front of a fireplace. So definitely somewhere that's a little bit cooler. I'm happy that I have the travel size because I would like to just try it out on days that I'm gonna stay in and I'm maybe gonna be like in my PJs or something. It would probably be good for that. I wouldn't consider this one like a going out sexy type of fragrance at all, at least to me. But if you like honey, I really think that you would enjoy this. When it starts to dry down, the honey tones down a little bit. It's not as crazy, and I also feel like I get a little bit of tobacco like vibes in it also, which is usually not my thing, but here it's like a sweet tobacco. Like it's a very nicely done fragrance. You just have to like the type of fragrance. I don't know if I'm explaining myself well, but it's not a crowd pleaser. It's definitely for someone who wants a honey fragrance. My husband didn't like it one bit. He told me that it smells like cough syrup. But my husband is a little bit pickier with perfumes. He prefers like some more simple, sweet fragrances. When I try to show him these types of fragrances, he doesn't like them. Yeah, so if you are into honey, tobacco, spicy with a little bit of sweetness in there, cinnamon, those types of fragrances, definitely look into this fragrance, get a sample, see how you feel about it. But I think that it was very nicely done. The projection is really nice, and the longevity on this one was pretty good. It stayed on my skin for a few hours. Remember guys, I'm not the best person to ask about longevity because my skin pretty much eats fragrances, but considering that my skin is like that, it had a pretty good performance. So I will be keeping this one. I'm happy that I have this size. Now let's move on to this little set that I have here, and we're going to talk about Salt. So Salt was the one that I thought was going to be my favorite one. I'm going to put a picture here of the packaging for Salt. It's gorgeous. It's like this baby blue bottle, and it made me think that it was going to be like this beachy vacation, carefree vibes, like a salty, beachy perfume. Like I really thought, I was even considering blind buying the full bottle because I thought that it was going to be like perfect for me. So the main accords for Salt are amber, animalic, yellow floral, sweet, woody, balsamic, white floral, musky, powdery, and ozonic. And then your top note is ylang ylang and violet leaves. Your middle notes are tiare flower and magnolia, and your base notes are ambergris, musk, and sandalwood. The Salt one gives me super masculine vibes in the opening. It is pretty much like a cologne. I don't get anything feminine out of this. I feel like this line is very unisex because I feel like my husband could wear this. It is very masculine and fresh. Quickly after that opening, I start smelling the florals coming in, and they are very like strong florals. The violet leaf in there, I get the violet vibes from it, but it's like a deep dark violet type of scent that I was not expecting from this fragrance. I also get the salty note, which I'm thinking is maybe the ambergris. That's the only thing that I can attribute to that. I feel like this is a very heavy, deep, and thick type of fragrance. It is not what I was expecting by looking at the packaging. I can see many people kind of digging it. To me, it's not my type of fragrance at all. To me, this is like a very deep floral, dark scent mixed in with a little bit of saltiness, and I don't know which way it's kind of like going when I was wearing it on my skin, because it's kind of like the florals that I would wear like if I was dressed up to go somewhere, but then the saltiness kind of makes it also like a casual type of scent, so it kind of leaves me like confused, like what, I don't know. I just don't get the vibes of this one. That's pretty much it when it comes to this one. The longevity is not insane. It started wearing off after maybe 2-3 hours. I don't know. Not really something that I would be into. Sweet. So I'm going to put the bottle of Sweet so you guys can see how it looks. Never even thought about looking at this one. Didn't really care for this one. And the main accords for this one are sweet, powdery, fruity, musky, floral, aquatic, fresh, and iris. The top notes are pear, ambrette, and bergamot. Then the middle notes are orris, violet, and heliotrope. And the base is marshmallow, white amber, and cashmere. This one is probably my favorite out of all of them. Sweet opens up just like the name suggests. It's super sweet. You get the marshmallow note right away in the opening. This one is beautiful for day wear. It is beautiful. I think that I want a full bottle of this one eventually. It is like the perfect amount of marshmallow with a little bit of florals in it. It's sweet, it's girly, it's great for everyday wear. It reminds me again of Radiant Nectar by Clean Reserve. It has those vibes. So if you like that fragrance, this one vibes the same except add marshmallow to it. This is like an easy reach type of fragrance, something that I will reach for like if I don't know what to wear but I want to smell girly, sweet. It's so good. It's definitely not something for the evening or for like date night or something like that. Unless you like sweet fragrances and you're just that type of girl, then it's beautiful. It's a really nice fragrance. The marshmallow in here just makes the fragrance like creamy, thick, a little fluffy. Oh, it's so good. The bergamot helps to add a little bit of like freshness to it so that it doesn't get too sickeningly sweet. There's like a little bit of an airy vibe to it as well. It's just blended really, really nice. And the pear in here reminds me of the pear in Radiant Nectar. It is pretty much the same type of pear. It just has, they have their differences, so they're not dupes for each other. But if you smell Radiant Nectar and you smell this one, the vibe the same way. It gives the same vibe, gives the same type of pear in it. This scent is probably the most linear from all the other ones. This one kind of stays the same throughout. So the same way that it opens up is pretty much the scent that you're going to have. The bergamot kind of tones down a little bit, so it's a little bit stronger in the opening, but besides that, it stays pretty linear on the skin. And it lasted a pretty decent amount of time. I mean, it's not the most long lasting, but I did have it on my skin for I would say 3-4 hours and I was still smelling it. So it's probably one that you would have to reapply every 3 to 4 hours if you wanted the scent to be very strong. And then the last fragrance is Myth. So I'll go ahead and I'll insert a picture of the full bottle of that one. The main accords for Myth are floral, musky, woody, aromatic, powdery, citrus, white floral, patchouli, green, and aquatic. Top notes are ambrette, bergamot, cassis. Middle notes are pink lotus, jasmine, orchid, and the base notes are musk, patchouli, and white cedar extract. This one, I was really digging this one. This one's so good. This one almost has unisex vibes to it, but it's a little bit more feminine, so it's kind of more like my vibe. This has like an aquatic touch to it, but then it has a little bit of like this. It's such a difficult fragrance to describe. It opens up with that ambrette, cassis, and bergamot, so it creates like this fresh, unique, aquatic, sexy opening. It's like I just took like the best shower, steamy shower, and used expensive shampoo. And the shampoo that it smells like, which everyone in Fragrantica mentioned it, and hands down, I cannot disagree. This smells just like the brand Biolage. I think that's how you pronounce it. My stepmom used to use that gel when I was little, and she used to put it in my hair so that when I used to let my curls, like my natural curly hair, she would put that gel in my hair. This smells almost identical to that gel, but I don't think I would pay $100 for a bottle though. I feel like it is a really nice fragrance. It's sexy. It has a little bit of florals in it. It's like almost seductive with like this aquatic vibe to it. very unique. You're not gonna have any other fragrance that smells like Myth. Like if you own Myth, you won't have anything else that smells like it. The patchouli in it is almost non-existent. I don't pick it up a lot, but if they did use patchouli, they used it beautifully because it just, oh, such a nice fragrance. It has the perfect amount of musk in it. I feel like if you were to find this fragrance for like $30, $40, I would definitely buy a full-size bottle of it. But for $100, I don't know, because the longevity of it is trash. It doesn't really last a long time. But if you don't mind, like, you know, taking it with you in your purse and like refreshing yourself and putting a little bit more, it is a really nice, like, I'm clean, I just got out of the shower, steamy, like I washed my hair type of vibe, but not in a fruity way. So don't think fruity shampoo, because a lot of shampoo scents lean towards fruity. This is like floral shampoo, expensive shampoo, like, oh my god. And it just has like this wet, it's like an aquatic note to it that just, it's like seductive to me. You know what, we're going to wear this today. I don't like roller balls, but I want to see. Oh my god, yes, it smells so good. I was to find a bottle for like a discounted price, I definitely would like to have a full-size bottle of this in my collection. I just don't think that $100, I don't want to spend $100 for this because of the longevity. That's the only reason, because it does wear off pretty quickly. But man, is it it could be unisex, because I think that if I smelled my husband smelling like this, I would also just want to, ooh, yes, if my husband was wearing this, I would probably want to like just devour him. But then I wear it and I still feel sexy in a way. So this is a perfect unisex fragrance. Has a little bit of feminine, but then it's also perfect for a man. I think if I had to choose my two favorites from this review, they would definitely be the Sweet and the Myth. And then for like a unique fall vibe type of fragrance, then the B one. The ones that I know for sure that I would never want a full size, or like just not, I don't care for them, is West and Salt. They were not for me, but I am so happy that I can kind of describe them to you guys, give you guys the vibes that they gave me. This video was super fun to film. Yeah, those are my thoughts on the Ellis Brooklyn fragrances that I showed today. I know that they have a few others, and now I'm very curious to maybe try out like a few more samples and see how I feel about them. But overall, I do like the variety of scents that they have. Not, you know, you could pick up two and they won't give you the same vibes. They're very different, they're very well blended, they're very smooth, very nice fragrances. I just wish that the longevity on them was a little bit better, but I think that they're very nice. So that is going to be it for today's review. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below if you use any of these fragrances, if you've tried them out, if you like them, if you hate them. You know that we all like to talk about it down below. I will see you guys in the comment section. Like always, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And with that said, I will see you guys in my next video.